Sometimes life doesn't break you, it shapes you. Sometimes the weight you carry isn't meant to crush you, but to teach you how to rise stronger. And sometimes the biggest change in your life doesn't come from what you start doing, it comes from what you stop doing. There are 4 things you must stop immediately if you truly want to live a life of meaning, courage, and unshakable strength. Listen carefully, because each one of these 4 has the power to completely transform who you are and how the world remembers you. 1. Stop apologizing for being yourself. From the very beginning, most of us are conditioned to play small. We are told to sit quietly, to adjust, to not disturb others, to hide our uniqueness so that we don't stand out too much. Over time, this conditioning becomes a heavy chain around our necks. Every time you hold back your laughter because it's too loud, every time you shrink your dreams because they look too big, every time you silence your voice because it may sound too bold, you are apologizing for your own existence. And the more you do this, the more you convince yourself that who you are is not enough. Think about it. When was the last time you said sorry without actually meaning it? Perhaps when you shared your opinion, perhaps when you showed your emotions, perhaps when you simply expressed joy or confidence. We live in a world where people are taught to apologize for being different, as if uniqueness is a burden, as if individuality is something to hide. But the truth is, the very thing that sets you apart is the thing that makes you unforgettable. Your essence is not meant to be diluted just to make others comfortable. When you stop apologizing for being yourself, something magical happens. You start to own your space. You walk into rooms with presence instead of hesitation. You realize that your voice, your thoughts, your perspective matter, even if they don't align with everyone else's. Confidence is not about being perfect, it is about being unapologetic. It is the quiet but powerful declaration that says, "This is who I am, and that is enough." Every time you apologize for being yourself, you teach others how to treat you. You show them that your boundaries can be crossed, that your light can be dimmed, that your worth can be questioned. But when you draw the line and stop saying sorry for your authenticity, you shift the entire energy. People begin to respect what you respect in yourself. They begin to treat you according to the value you place on your own being. Stop apologizing for your ambition. Stop apologizing for your emotions. Stop apologizing for dreaming differently, living differently, or choosing differently. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs an original. And the only way to honor that originality is by standing tall in your truth, unshaken, unapologetic, and unwavering in who you are. 2. Stop comparing your journey with others. Comparison is one of the most dangerous traps you can ever fall into. It creeps in silently and convinces you that you are behind, that you are not doing enough, that you are somehow less worthy because your life does not look like someone else's. The moment you open your eyes in the morning and scroll through endless feeds filled with success stories, filtered images, and carefully curated highlights, you unknowingly step into a game you can never win. Because no matter how much you achieve, there will always be someone who appears to be doing better, living bigger, or moving faster. But here's the truth. Life was never designed to be a race against one another. Your path, your timing, your struggles, and your victories are uniquely yours. Just because someone reached a milestone earlier than you does not mean you are late. Just because someone else shines in a way that looks brighter does not mean your light has lost its power. A flower does not bloom faster by staring at the one beside it, and neither will you grow by comparing your journey with anyone else's. When you constantly measure your progress against others, you rob yourself of gratitude for how far you've come. You forget the nights you cried yourself to sleep, but still woke up stronger. You overlook the battles you fought silently that no one applauded you for. You dismiss the lessons you've gained that can never be captured in pictures or trophies. Comparison blinds you to your own beauty, and it tricks you into thinking you are not enough, when in reality you are becoming everything you're meant to be. Every soul has a different timeline. Some people find success early, some find it later, some experience love at a young age, others after seasons of waiting, some take years to heal, while others rise quickly. None of these timelines are wrong. They are simply different. The moment you understand that your journey is not supposed to look like anyone else's, you free yourself from the prison of comparison. You begin to walk with peace, knowing that what is meant for you will never pass you by. And you start to celebrate others without jealousy, because their victory is not your defeat, and your path is not their map. 3. Stop waiting for the set moment. How many dreams have been buried because someone was waiting for everything to align perfectly? We convince ourselves that once we have more money, more confidence, more support, or more clarity, then we will finally start. We tell ourselves, one day when I feel ready, I'll go for it. But that one day never comes, because perfection is an illusion. Life will never present you with a flawless stage, a flawless plan, or a flawless version of yourself. The idea of the perfect moment is nothing but a clever disguise for fear and procrastination. The truth is, every extraordinary journey begins with an imperfect step. The people who build legacies are not the ones who waited for certainty, they are the ones who embraced uncertainty and moved anyway. They did not wait for their fear to disappear before they started. They acted in spite of it. They stumbled, they fell, they learned, and through that process, they became strong. If you wait until you feel fully ready, you will spend your entire life waiting, because readiness only comes after action, not before it. Think about the opportunities you've already missed, because you were waiting for better timing. Think about the moments you could have lived, the places you could have gone, the dreams you could have chased, but you told yourself is that there will never be a perfect time, because life itself is unpredictable. Tomorrow may bring challenges you cannot imagine, and the chance you hold in your hands today may never return. When you stop waiting for perfection, you give yourself permission to grow in the middle of the mess. You begin to understand that progress matters more than perfection, that small steps are more powerful than endless planning, and that courage is built not in thinking but in doing. Every shaky start is better than a perfect plan left on paper. Every imperfect attempt brings you closer to the life you want, while waiting only keeps you chained to the same place. Your dreams are not waiting for you to be flawless. They are waiting for you to begin. The world doesn't still need a perfect version of you. It needs the real one. The one who dares to step forward despite uncertainty, despite doubt, despite the fear of failing. 4. Stop letting fear dictate your choices. Fear has a subtle way of taking control over your life without you even realizing it. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you are not good enough, not ready enough, not strong enough. It convinces you to take the safer road, to stay in your comfort zone, to avoid risks that could lead to rejection or failure. Slowly, without noticing, fear becomes the author of your story. The opportunities you didn't take, the words you didn't speak, the dreams you didn't chase, all of them are written in invisible ink under the name of fear. But here is the reality. Fear will never leave completely. Waiting for a fearless life is like waiting for the ocean to have no waves. Fear is a part of being human, but the problem begins when fear becomes the driver of your decisions. When you let fear dictate your path, you live small. You avoid discomfort, and in doing so, you also avoid growth. The very experiences that could have expanded you, shaped you, and elevated you are the ones you walk away from because fear told you to. Every time you choose fear, you choose regret. The voice of fear might sound convincing in the moment, but the silence of regret will echo louder for years to come. On the other hand, every time you choose courage, even in small doses, you create freedom. You prove to yourself that you are capable of more than your doubts allowed you to believe. You open doors that were invisible before, doors that only appear to those willing to step through uncertainty. Think of the people you admire the most. Their stories are not free of fear. They are filled with it. But what sets them apart is the choice they made. They acted while their hands trembled, while their hearts raced, while their minds screamed at them to turn back. And that decision to move forward despite fear became the very reason they grew into the people they are today. Fear loses its grip the moment you refuse to obey it. The more you act in spite of it, the weaker it becomes. Courage is built not in the absence of fear, but in the presence of it. It is in the moments when everything inside you wants to run, yet you choose to rise, that you discover who you truly are.